The bear market is over, as many are stating right now, because we're starting to pump up again, guys. But in today's video, I think we know the code. I think we have cracked it for the 589th time. So let us begin. From CryptoFace, he says bear market is over. Okay, so in today's video, it's mainly about XRP and what I think will happen to Bitcoin and ETH, guys, right, in the coming days. And I think the bottom will be maybe in the next few days. Now, he says that, no, the bottom is already in because, you know, we're starting to see, I don't know what time frame this is. Not sure. Maybe on the 4-hourly or 12-hourly. One of these higher time frames, guys. And the last time we seen the same exact pattern play out, right? There's a green dot, it triggers, and then it just, the momentum becomes strong and it made it fly a lot, right? Like $1,000 or something like that, or more than 1,000, it seems like. Yeah, like maybe like 2K or 1.5K or something for ETH, right? But this is for everything. If ETH goes up, everything else will go up, guys. And then a green dot there as well. So maybe it could repeat, right? Just because. From Rail Alert, 1 million USDT was just minted at Tether Treasury. Hey, Bo Hines, were you the one who did this? I'm just kidding. But they're printing, they're minting. This is amazing. It's probably the actual Fed, to be fair. I think it's the Fed, guys, that's behind Tether. I'm not even kidding. You do realize that Tether wouldn't have gone this big if the system didn't allow it, which is why I think it's backed by the Fed, which is why it isn't targeted until probably the day. Now, beautiful manipulation, guys. A billion USDT printed, but remember the saying that we have, right? Within 3 days, this money. It usually takes 3 days for this money to flow into cryptos, guys. Okay, so, and here's another one, 89 million USDC. This is from legit whales, I think, right? Flooding their liquidity into cryptos. Was just minted, guys, 89 mil. So this is what I think will happen to XRP. Let's talk about XRP first, shall we? Right, so for XRP, we did say, guys, probably this area will hold it as support. Right, let's go to a lower time frame. Actually, look at that. It actually is holding as support. What do we call it, guys? Right. So number one was check mark. We call this area to hold as support. It is right now. Amazing stuff. But I honestly think there's a chance of us going like this, guys, and coming all the way back down, right, to sweep the lows, right, and then when they sweep the lows, they're gonna moon it back up. And I hope they do this because I would like to buy some XRP in the next couple days as well, right? At a relatively cheaper price here, and yeah, and let them make a fly, right? That's what I think will happen because I literally say it right here, guys. Listen to this. This is my previous video. So I'm not making this stuff up either. So this is XRP. We are dumping. What did I say? This level should hold it as support. We reached that level, guys. We just reached it. I think from here we will hopefully have a bounce, but even if we do have a bounce, guys, okay, it doesn't matter because I think they're still going to bring it back down, right? Because now the liquidity is forming. They're still going to bring it back down to probably test previous resistance, which will then turn into support, and that's going to be people's final time to buy. Thus far, it is starting to play out, right? Now, be cautious for another like lower. Is my opinion here. I could be wrong, you know, it's just technical analysis at the end of the day, but let's see what happens, right? They could just make it fly. Now it comes perfectly though, because if you go to the USDT that dominance chart, what did I say for this chart, guys, right? We still haven't seen no like daily bearish divergence, right? So I'm thinking this chart is still going to go higher, right? But if this is extremely short term, guys, what do we call it right here, right? Probably it goes down like this, and then they're going to pop it back up. Listen to this previous video. I think short term, though, what's going to happen here is we're going to come down and then probably pop back up, right? Yep, we're coming down, guys. Maybe we might see another pop back up, though I could be wrong, right? The reason why is because Credible Crypto says the bottom could be in here. The bottom actually could be in, guys, right? Which is why I did say previously that, oops, there's just so much. This area should hold it as support, okay, which it is right now. That's beautiful. The thing is, but who knows? You know, I have realized that sometimes they don't even go for liquidity. So yeah, they may not even go back down there. But again, it'll just make it more clear to me if they did go back down one more time. right? Just because I don't really see no bullish divergences forming as well right now. But if we have that one last leg lower, right, quickly as well, it's going to probably take like a day or two, and then they're going to pop it back up. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be textbook. But Credible Crypto says, no, the bottom could have already been in. Why? Because this is XRP versus Bitcoin's chart, guys, pairing, right? And technically here, he did say that we're going to have a triple tap. 1, 2. There was a missing tap right here, and it just happened, right? You guys can see, sweep the liquidity, and now maybe it's just going to rise, right? Which will then go back to all-time highs for XRP. But look at this. There's actually a bullish divergence. I'm not kidding. For XRP, there's a hidden bullish divergence. Price is trying to hold up, right, from this low to this high, and then the RSI is going lower. I literally tweeted this out yesterday. Look at this. Watch this, guys. Okay, which perfectly matches up with Credible Crypto, actually. XRP emergency. If we can hold around this price, there are some bullish divergences trying to form, which will make us go back to $3.60 per pair, right? Look at that. So if we somehow hold this level and the RSI turns back up, guys, like this, yeah, we're going back to 360, right? So there's actually a chance here that the bottom could have been in. The only issue here is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin doesn't have any bullish divergences. Actually, it does a hidden one right here, right? But very fascinating, guys. Maybe the bottom is honestly in, to be fair, right? Though I did tweet out XRP bottom at 260, Bitcoin bottom 103K. Let's see what happens. The bottom could actually be in right now, right? From Ali charts, XRP looks ready to bounce after perfectly timing the top. This signal now says buy. Look at that. The last time that this signal, guys, is set to sell, and now it's selling us a buy, right? Amazing stuff. Either or, you should be in. But we did call it if this is the bottom, because we did say it should hold this area of support, right? Now XRP bullish diverges into support as well. Amazing, right? On the lower time frames, that is. And liquidity is all the way up at 3 something, right? Like 340 short term. Longer term, it's actually at 420. Funny number, right? Who's shorting? Is it Elon Musk? Yeah, so I'll prepare, guys. So let's talk about Bitcoin here. So let's quickly talk about Bitcoin. XRP's bottom could be in, depending on Bitcoin, right? We need to see Bitcoin find some footing here on lower time frames, and then XRP is ready to rally. So how low can Bitcoin go is a question, right? It's the same thing. Actually, there are bullish divergences right here, or hidden ones. If it holds here as support, though, will it? Right, is the question. Are there any divergences here on the USDT.dominance chart? Let's see. Nope, not quite. Do you see that? Not quite, guys. This targets the entire crypto market, right? The RSI hasn't gone above this pivot, nor has the price gone above, right? One condition needs to trigger. Either the price goes above or the RSI. None has even happened, right? So that's why I'm a little bit cautious here of another like higher for this, another like lower for cryptos, but we'll see, right? We'll see. That's just me though. I could be wrong. Anybody could be wrong here, right? Depending on what happens. But either or, when this dump finishes, guys, when this small bear market finishes, well, you know what comes up next, right? You guys ready? Because Senator Cynthia Lummis says we will have market structure done this year. Market structure. What is that? That's regulatory clarity for the entire market, right? So every coin out there known to mankind will have the green light. And we're talking about altcoins, which means alt season, right? Bullish for everything, not just Bitcoin.
We go back to work in the Senate on September 3rd. We are working market structure with the goal of having it out of the Senate Banking Committee by the end of September. And then the Ag Committee, the Senate Ag Committee, hopefully will work their part of it, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission part of market structure, through the month of October.
I knew it. I was going to say, I didn't, this is my first time watching this, so I was just about to say, I was going to pause it, but I didn't. I was like, don't say October, because Ripple's bank charter happening that month, not to mention XRP ETFs happening within that month, and I think there's a Trump ETF, right? Trump crypto ETFs coming in as well, October, right? So what's going on in that month, guys? This is weird, isn't it? You know what I think will happen here? October. So the timeline is October, right? The deadline here is October. You know, it will be very sinister if they did this, guys. Right? I'm just gonna show you guys something, but don't take this with a grain of salt because I don't know. We're just guessing here at this point because this is far out. This is October. This is literally right here, right? By like this time frame they're talking about. So what happened? What if this happened? Right? Something like this. It goes all the way up like this, right? But then it goes all the way back down like this. And then they pop it up during October because of all the crazy news, right? Then the recession happens, right? Then the recession happens. Then they pull it back up like this. It's like a roller coaster, right? Because that's during money printing. Now this is ridiculous, guys, right? Again, something strange. It all matches up with October though, right? Fascinating. Keep that in mind because I think there's an actual explosion coming up then.
And we will have market structure to the president's desk before the end of the year. I hope it's before Thanksgiving. So that's our goal.
No, it definitely will be. It's October, right? Because the XRP ETFs go live that month. So they're going to tie it all beautifully, it seems like. Interesting.
So we will have market structure done this year. And
which means an explosion.
We go back to work in the...
An explosion is imminent, she basically just said, right? So let us prepare because Wall Street is predicting that a rate cut will be announced at Jackson Hole this summit on Friday, guys. Fed Watch Tool odds are now at 83% for the rate cut in September, right? So again, we'll see. People are going to probably front run this, and then when they have that rate cut, which is odd, look at that. Maybe it perfectly ties in, right? Front run the rate cut like this, right? The Fed cuts rates, they dump it to trick everyone, but then October, people are going to front run the market structure news, and then when that comes in, they're going to bring upon a recession right there and then pop it back up during money printing. No, that's ridiculous, guys. If that were to happen, who knows, alright? It's just a guess at the end of the day, but again, I feel something strange, most definitely. I feel like a roller coaster. And it's going to be fun. So let's see what happens now for each of us. I'll prepare, but let's see. But anyways, that's what it is. See ya.